Is this the perfect travel speaker? Let's find out. Dave Taylor here, and this time I'm looking at this. This is, and it's a great name, the Altec Lansing Baby Boom XL. If you want the technical name, it's the IMW 270, but I'm sure no one in the world calls it that. This is the Baby Boom Extra Large, which makes you wonder, how small is the actual Baby Boom not extra large? But whatever. It's a dual speaker, portable, IP67 water resistant little tiny speaker for you for your travel. It comes with even a carabiner, which I'll get to in a second. And that's it. So let's start with sound. So let's just play some music, and it's Bluetooth, and I'll give it some volume. And with a lot of these sort of speakers, you get more bass when it's on a surface than when you're holding it. But it's certainly perfectly adequate as a tiny little travel speaker. Now, the controls on top, they've doubled, so I'll pause it. So there's three controls on top. There's a Bluetooth, there's a minus for volume down, and a plus for volume up. But everything has multiple functions. So the Bluetooth pairing button is also pause, play, or if you want to get a phone call, it is take the call or hang up on the call. The minus is volume down or hold it and wait a couple of seconds in previous track. And the plus, no huge surprise, makes the volume louder. And if you hold it for a couple of seconds, it jumps to the next track. Now, when you're first getting used to this thing, it's a little confusing that the button labels don't reflect what the button's going to do. But honestly, that's like 5 seconds and you got it figured out. So otherwise, it's cute, comes in a bunch of different colors, and it comes with an intelligence test. This box is not very easy to open. Turns out that you need to cut the plastic on both ends, and then there are buttons you push in, and those actually let you take the top off. I did not realize that when I first started, so I was a little more aggressive in my opening, but fortunately there's no damage. And then in here you have the micro USB charging cable. Those are a dime a dozen. You probably already have 20 of them. That's fine. And you have the little tiny carabiner, which I like these things. You can put it on the hook. Probably I would use a slightly bigger carabiner, but this is perfectly fine for hanging it on your backpack and in the wilderness, listening to music and annoying all those animals. So perfect for that, right? Or you can just have it and actually carry it, and then you can use it more modestly in different places. So, and some instructions, that's about it. So that's the packaging. You know how like Amazon has their frustration-free packaging? It's not frustration-free. This is like frustration bonus. But once you get it open, you're good, right? So the unit itself, what else can I tell you about it? So the outside is sort of a rubberized plastic. It has a nice feel to it. It's light. It's really light. I mean, this is a travel speaker. And let's see, you can pair two of these together and get stereo, which is pretty cool, and they're very inexpensive, so you can afford to get two if you wanted. Takes about 2 hours for a full charge, and then that gives you 6 hours of playback, so that charge to play ratio is not great, but it's not horrible either. You know, 6 hours of playback, you're probably not going to listen straight for 6 hours. When you are ready to charge, there is a little thing on the bottom that pops off, and you can see it gives you, there's a reset button and the micro USB plug, and then you obviously want to make sure you put it back in well so that you make sure that it stays that water resistant. Now, water resistant means that if you have this on like your kayak and it gets splashed and even falls in and you grab it real quick, you're fine. If it gets snowed on or rained on or something, it's going to be fine. Probably wouldn't use this for scuba diving. Not sure that'd work well anyway, so it goes. There's also an app you can get that gives you some little bits of control, something called Just Listen. Not really something I'm going to be looking at because this is just a little tiny speaker to pull out of your suitcase and just get rolling with. So, you know, as far as I'm concerned, this is perfectly functional as is. But if you want to experiment, the Just Listen app is free and it pairs with this and it knows what this is. And yes, in the background you can hear that we have a Hitchcock film being, you know, worked on, and these birds are probably getting closer. So if we suddenly go black, you'll understand why. Anyway, so the only thing really left to talk about is the sound and the price. And the sound, it's a little tiny speaker. You're not going to be getting really earth-shattering bass out of it. It's not, there's no rich sound field. You know, the spatial imaging is pretty minimal. These speakers are mighty close together. But for when you're sitting in a hotel room or something and you want to listen to an audiobook, or you want to just listen to your favorite music while you're, I don't know, getting ready for the big meeting, all of that's totally fine. And this will work great. In fact, this will work really well for voice and for phone calls and stuff, because it is really pitched to those sort of volumes and those sort of perspectives. And yes, there are dogs everywhere, and this is by far the most chaotic filming environment behind the camera you can imagine. And I don't know why these dogs are actually in my area, but that's a whole other story. Anyway, so it comes in black, royal blue, this is royal blue, mint, and torch red. And I won't get to the price yet because I'm going to ask if you can subscribe to my channel. Really appreciate when you do that. And I get tons of gear, so it's really handy for you to be able to keep up on what's coming out. So with that, this is the Altec Lansing Baby Boom XL, and it comes in black, royal blue, mint, which is sort of this, I'm not very happy with, very pale green, and torch red, which actually is a really cool color, and it's $29.99 at bestbuy.com. Now, don't get this expecting that this is going to be earth-shattering, fantastic music that's going to let you hear every nuance of every instrument in the orchestra. It's not really what this speaker is. But if you're looking for something really small and light that you can travel with and throw in your backpack and use at school or something, this is your perfect match. So I say check it out, and with that, I'll catch you in my next video.